Hi guys, and welcome again to my channel. Last episode I spoke about setting up an office and hiring of staff and the takeaways, which were branding and integrity and the selection of staff. Today on this episode I want to talk about moving to site. A 40-hectare land allocated already, and officially the site was handed over to us. Now we physically need to go to site. Now we had a big challenge. And this is something that any real estate developer should know, that today there's no land that you move into that you will not find problems. There will always be disputes. And in this case, the dispute we had was there were 3 communities that were claiming ownership of the land, by the name of Okuru, Okujago, and Azube. So I am Gambian. I wasn't much aware of community issues in the Niger Delta. So we moved in there. All I thought was that legally the land was ours and we needed to move. So when I consulted, they said, look, you need to talk to the community. So we found ways of talking to the community, and what we needed to have was to have a community liaison officer. So you need to hire somebody from the community. You know, you are the one who should pay for his salary or her salary, but he is a CLO, or a community liaison officer. So from each of these 3 communities, we had to hire a CLO. Then we had to hire a CSO. A CSO is a community security officer. So you start by giving ownership. So the community that are within the project will take ownership. So that was done. Then we moved to site, moved with our equipment, started cleaning up. And the second challenge I had was employment. The young people from the area said, no, you don't have to employ anybody but us. So we needed to manage that. So we took the best out of the community, and I must say that they were very hardworking, and hired them. I told you in the last episode about the selection of the contractors. So we started with the contractors. Now, major challenge was that we needed to give them advance payments. So the buildings were divided based on their capacity and gave them advance payment. But we asked for a bond. We asked for a bank bond. So they came in with the bank bond. But what happened? The bank bond was given by the bank, but then they returned the money. So they had cash flow issues. They couldn't perform. Now, every challenge that you have, remember, as an entrepreneur, you need to find a way around it. So I called the contractors up and said, look, if I give you this money, you give it to the banks, and then give me the bond, yet still you are struggling, it's of no use. Life is about trust. And trust you earn. Trust you earn. You don't demand for it. You're not entitled to it. So you need to prove to me that you are trustworthy, and then I will trust you and will give you money. So I said I was going to give them a trial by giving them some amount of money, about 20% of their contract sum, but without a bond. That look, in the future, if you are trustworthy and you don't run away with the money, you will end up, earning millions and millions of naira. But you have to be trustworthy. So I am glad to say, fast track, that when I gave them the money without a bond, none of them ran away with 1 kobo, not 1 single cent. Up to this day that I am talking to you, there were billions of naira that were paid to them, but everybody, there's not a single person that ran away with this. So on this one here, I would like to tell people that what people tell you about Nigeria, it's not true. My experience in the Niger Delta, I have been very successful in dealing with the majority of Nigerians I dealt with were very straightforward, hardworking. So that was done, and then we needed to train them up. So one thing I did was to train them. We had our meetings with them, and then anything that they were not very good at in terms of technical construction, I engaged them and trained them up. So that was one of the good things that we did, hiring the contractors, motivating them. You have to remember something when you deal with people at that level, your staff, your contractors. Empathy, be empathetic, put yourself in their positions. At the moment you do that, then you will find that they will trust you and they will put in, you know, their labor with everything that they can. So we moved in, the projects was divided, you know, into different phases. We started with the foundations, obviously, then the superstructure, and then roofing and finishes. So another challenge that we had on site was the issue of security. Because coming from the Gambia and going into the Niger Delta, I mean, I wasn't aware that I needed security personally. So I was moving around without any security. So it was imposed on me that I had to move with security. And that was also overcome. And we continued, started the site with these contractors. And I am glad that today they are not only working in Nigeria, but working in all our projects across Sub-Saharan Africa. So thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by pressing the like button and the notification button. Thank you.